Dear students, this presentation is related to European Union, which forms a part of the syllabi of BA Final and MA. My purpose is to give a broad overview of this regional organization in a manner which would make it easier for you to comprehend. In the beginning, I will briefly explain as to what was the need to establish European Union. Students, the European nations maintained their hegemony in international relations for a long time. But due to the losses suffered during the Second World War, their hegemony and glory came to an end. In such a situation, European integration was seen as an antidote to the devastation of the continent. The European nations made a series of efforts to integrate Europe, and European Union was a product of their endeavor. Now the question arises as to what European Union actually means. European Union is a regional organization of 27 European countries designed to enhance the political and economic integration of Europe. It was established when Maastricht Treaty came into force in 1993, and due to its global influence, presently, European Union has been described as an emerging superpower. The motto of the European Union is United in Diversity. This motto signifies how Europeans have come together in form of European Union to work for peace and prosperity despite their diverse cultures, traditions and languages. Now look at the slide also reveals the name of the 27 members of the European Union. You can just go through them so that you can have a feel of the countries which are a member of the European Union. Now this slide is the geographical representation of European Union and shows the area covered by the member nations of European Union on the globe. In terms of the population, it accounts for about 447 million people. Now we come to the timeline of the European Union, which indicates that the history leading to the inception of the European Union goes back to 1950, when the idea of shared European project was first put forward by the French Foreign Minister Robert Schuman. Thereafter, 6 nations of Europe, that is Belgium, France, West Germany, Italy, Luxembourg and Netherlands, decided to cooperate with each other, and these countries formed European Coal and Steel Community. The purpose of this organization was to share and co-manage coal and steel. The same 6 countries then signed the Treaty of Rome in 1957, by which 2 organizations, European Economic Community and European Atomic Energy Commission, were established. The objective of European Economic Community was to provide for free movement of goods, capital, services and people among the European countries, and the objective of European Atomic Energy Commission was to promote the peaceful use of atomic energy. Finally, on 1st November 1993, under the Maastricht Treaty, both these organizations were clubbed together under the name of European Union. Now we come to the symbols of the European Union. The first symbol is the European Union flag, which features a circle of 12 golden stars on blue background. The circle is the symbol of unity and solidarity among the people of Europe. Now the second symbol is the euro, which is the official currency of 19 out of 27 members of European Union. Then the third is the European anthem, The melody used to symbolize the European Union comes from the Ninth Symphony by Ludwig van Beethoven when he set the music to the Ode to Joy. There are no words in the anthem. It consists of music only and is played at the official ceremonies involving European Union. Now, the conception of European Union was based on certain specific objectives or goals which it is striving to achieve. These goals are to promote peace, its values and well-being of its citizens, offer freedom, security and justice without internal borders, sustainable development based on balanced economic growth and price stability, a highly competitive market economy with full employment and social progress and environmental protection. It seeks to combat social exclusion and discrimination, promote scientific and technological process, enhance economic, social and territorial cohesion and solidarity among European Union countries, respect its rich cultural and linguistic diversity, establish an economic and monetary union whose currency is euro, common foreign and security policy, and champion environmental protection. Now we come to the institutional setup of the European Union. As you can see from the slide, at the top is the European Council, which comprises of the heads of the state or the government of the member states of European Union, headed by the President. It is a collective body that defines the overall political direction and priorities. Then there is the European Parliament, which gives advice over legislative proposals and approves international agreements. Then comes the European Council of the Ministers, which has one minister from each member state. It establishes coordination among economic and foreign policies of the various members of European Union. Then another institution is the European Commission, which has a president and 27 commissioners. It acts as a watchdog of treaties entered into by the members of the European Union. Then there is a European Court of Justice, which interprets European treaties and sees that they are properly implemented. This is followed by the Court of Auditors, which audits the income and the expenditure of the European Union. Then comes the European Economic and Social Committee, which acts as a voice of the civil society. The Committee of Regions promotes involvement of local governments in European Union. And finally, there are the two agencies of European Union also. The first is the European Investment Bank, which contributes to the balanced development of common market. And the second is the European Central Bank, which is a bank of the 19 European Union members which have adopted euro as their currency. In the next slide, we can see the headquarters of European Union, which is located at Brussels in Belgium. It has been selected as a headquarter due to its centralized location in Europe. Now we come to the summits of the European Union, which means the meetings of the heads of the state, all the government of all the European Union countries. It is usually held 4 times in an year, and these summits are chaired by the President of the European Council. The meeting is held in Europa building of Brussels as depicted in the picture. The most important part of the topic is the achievements of the European Union. It has performed fairly well, has been able to achieve the goals which it set for itself. As for instance, European Union has delivered peace, stability and prosperity in Europe. Now this was the primary aim of European Union, and it has been able to meet it. Then the second is that it has helped to raise the standard of living and per capita income. It has also created a single internal market which has led to significant reduction in prices of many products, more choice for consumers, more jobs and more business opportunities. Then a monetary union called Eurozone has also been established with 19 member states of European Union using common currency, that is Euro. Then it has also created a Schengen area comprising of 26 European states that have abolished all passport and border controls at their mutual borders. This has enabled free movement of people throughout most of the continents. Then the European Union is also the largest trading bloc in the world. It is the biggest exporter of manufactured goods and import market for over 100 countries. A very important contribution of the European Union is that it is the world's leading donor of humanitarian aid, committed to help victims of man-made and natural disasters worldwide. It supports over 120 million people every year. It is also the leading development donor of the world. The European Union was awarded Nobel Peace Prize in 2012 for having contributed to advancement of peace, reconciliation, democracy and human rights in Europe. It has improved health and environment also by providing cleaner water, lead-free petrol, safe disposal of waste, strict rules of food safety from farm to fork, organic farming and health warnings. And lastly, we come to the challenges which face European Union. The first challenge is the issue of voting. In European Union, every nation, whether large or small, enjoys equal voting rights. But this is not to the liking of the bigger nations like France, Germany, Italy and Spain, who want to have a greater say in the European Union. Then secondly, there is a problem in coordination of defense policies, which implies that framing a common defense policy for all the members of the European Union is a big issue. Then there is a problem of common currency, although it is true that 19 members of the European Union have adopted Euro. The others are not prepared to surrender their national currencies. Economic backwardness of Eastern European countries is also creating an attraction among the people of Eastern Europe for jobs in West Europe. And when they migrate to West Europe, they prove to be a burden on them. So this problem is also creating. Then the American worry is also there. America is constantly in a worried position due to the growing influence of European Union and considers it as a threat to its supremacy. Now some of the countries of the European Union are also facing debt crisis. Then there is a problem in framing a common foreign policy for all the member nations because of their different history and needs. Mistrust towards Germany is a problem. All the member nations of European Union are apprehensive that Germany may establish its hegemony over the organization. Then the latest issue, which is big problem for the European Union, is that of Brexit. The exit of Britain from European Union will result in approximately 10 billion euros net loss per year in the European Union's budget, and this loss will harm the beneficiaries. The migrant crisis is there, which has already been taken up earlier also. The people who are migrating from East Europe to West Europe in search of greener pastures are creating problems. And the last and the latest is the ravage caused by the coronavirus. The devastation of public health by coronavirus is a big challenge. The deadly virus has brought almost the entire Europe to its knees, and it will be a big challenge for European Union how to tackle this crisis. So I would just conclude my lecture by saying that European Union is largely viewed as a success story despite ongoing challenges. However, 2020 will test whether European Union can overcome the disagreements, unlock stalled decisions, and start delivering in the face of crisis. Thank you.